All right, folks, let's do it again. We got a JCPenney catalog from 1971. This will be interesting. I just briefly glanced at a couple pages in this one, and it looks like the fashion is going to be fun in this one. But in any case, JCPenney Christmas 1971. Let's get into it. All right, what do we got here on this first page? Last minute news about prices. Oh, it's like some kind of promotion. Looks kind of fun though. Alright, got some various gifts. Looks like it's telling us what pages this stuff is on. Yeah, this is a fun opening page here. Got green eggs and ham down there. Alright, so JCPenney, people would order gifts from this catalog or use it as a guide for what to look for in the store. This is pretty cool, a candle making set. Wow, that's pretty neat. Oh, a bunch of candle making stuff. How about that? Okay, I didn't realize this whole page was devoted to that. Yeah, you can make the candlesticks or, wow, that's a trip. All kinds of different molds here. Christmas tree mold. Pretty neat. Does anybody do candle making? My dad used to make candles. Oh, look at this. Looks like you can make these yourself or something. Or maybe not. I don't know what she's doing there. Alright, so even if you weren't around in 71, if you were around in the 70s, I think this is going to bring back some memories. You can buy wine? What's going on here? Oh, make your own wine at home. That's insane. Gallon kit. Makes 10 fifths. Alright. I guess that's legal? Is that like borderline moonshining? I guess not. What do I know about 1971 laws? This is kind of fun. You can, it looks like you can like add this glitter and stuff to candles and so forth. Pillow menagerie. This looks pretty 70s, doesn't it? I think that's a known character. Let's see. Lasso Lassie. Wally the Walrus. Doesn't ring a bell with me. You make yourself. A lot of make it yourself stuff here at the beginning, which is fun. So I guess, I don't know, maybe they send you the empty thing and you just have to stuff it and sew it up or something. Yeah, ready to sew pillow kits. We're learning some stuff already, folks. Yeah, she's doing some crafting here too. Oh, these are purses, they're calling them, even though they're like wooden. Do-it-yourself purse kit. Check out these games. Ecology games, smog, air pollution game. Oh man, I don't know about you all, but this is a trip. This is fun for me. Dirty water game. Wonder if any of these are on eBay. I'd love to see what that air pollution game is. Looks like you got dollars. Maybe you're paying the big companies to stop polluting your water or something. Let's read what it says. That's number 4, smog. You're a local administrator fighting for cleaner air. This is hilarious. I bet all these games are fun. Wow. Yeah, I would say in the 70s, they were trying to raise awareness about these issues, and then the 80s is just when mass consumerism took over and nobody cared anymore. What are these? Afghan kits. Wow, more like sort of make-it-yourself stuff, including these vests, I think. Maybe people were doing more of their own thing back then instead of just buying it at the store, which is cool. I mean, I always think of like my grandma used to do crochet, but maybe younger people were doing crafting back then. Looks like you can make your own tie too. Tie fabric kits. Probably just a matter of sewing it in the right pattern or whatever. Alright, I saw one of these in one of the other ones I went through. It's like a globe, but then you actually keep like liquor in it. You can get that for 20 bucks. Globe Decanter Ensemble, they call it. Yeah, these little ships are like 10 to 15 bucks. A lot of somewhat garish stuff for your walls. I mean, by, you know, maybe by 70s standards it wasn't garish. I think this is a letter opener. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, paper. Yeah, letter opener, paperweight / letter opener. It's pretty cool, and it's only $6, and it's real crystal. Man, would these be real silver? I can't imagine, or at least like okay, just mirror. It says cast iron mirror like. All right, wasn't expecting to get enthralled by these tchotchkes, but this is pretty neat. Never understood this. Let's see what it says. Realistic decoys. But unless you're duck hunting, why do you need these sitting around your house? But hey, to each their own. I'm not judging. I'm having fun here. If you like ducks, replicas sitting around your house, that's cool. That TV tray / checkerboard is pretty cool, in my opinion. You never have to set up the checkerboard. You just wipe off your TV tray and you're ready to play. The little Hummel dudes. These are kind of cool because these are like replicas of the real thing. Like that's David. So I like these because they represent the real thing. Let's see what it says. The Kiss by Rodin. That one's just called Discus Thrower. That's a pretty famous one. Venus de Milo. I mean, for $8, I wouldn't mind having a Venus de Milo. Or David by Michelangelo. Check out this clock. Cordless? I guess it takes batteries. That's the only way it would work if it's cordless. Yeah, battery not included. That's pretty cool in my opinion. Cabinet, also a clock. I like that. We all got our own tastes. I dig that. I'm not sure about the deer antler cuckoo clock, but that's pretty trippy. I'm not hating you if you have that. What are these? Heraldry? Oh, you get your like name. It's hard to read probably, especially for you all, but it's got like a name and a fake crest. So you can pretend this is your family crest or something. You can even get it on cups and stuff. Oh, it's got only a select set of names. Sorry, folks. If you don't have a common last name, Although I might read the fine print. Maybe you can provide your own. Look at this. Put some grapes on a scale. Yeah, these are legit. I think that's a legit painting by a master. I know that one is. Now let's see what it says. Terra Nouveau. Doesn't say who the artist is, though. These are cool. I think these have like temperature and everything. Let's see what it says. G. Desk combination barometer. Temperature, humidity. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Come in useful for the office where they keep it like 65 degrees. Trust me, folks, there's going to be lots of 70s stuff in here, so this is just tip of the iceberg here. I like that clock there. I like these old clocks, man. Call me crazy. I don't know about these little pop-up deals, but they're pretty cute. I think everybody's aunt had this, didn't they? Everybody's aunt had one of these. Leave a comment. Guess 70s, you were throwing lots of parties, so you need a punch bowl. Yeah, I went through another one of these catalogs where they had this random black and white pages. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Maybe something about the printer. But I think we're going to see quite a few black and white pages in here, as well as full color. It's like these are all individual pieces. Look at this, like a fondue dig, a fondue rig. Little fake sword looking things. Oh my gosh. Something fun about the aesthetic of the 70s. I don't know what it is. It's like 60s was cool too. They had like the Art Deco stuff in the 60s. 70s, everything was free and open. Yeah, this person marked page 38. I don't know how you tell what the page numbers are. Oh yeah, this is, so they must have really liked this little music box, which is pretty cool. Plays Laura's theme. What is Laura's theme? Who knows? Probably Google that. Hostess helper. You could put little meats and cheeses in a wiener dog looking thing. These are your little tchotchke gifts. So you get your dad this little pants rack, and you call it good, and that's all he gets for Christmas. Yeah, here's one of those little cheese sets. I like the Santa Claus mugs. Snoopy is already around and popular. Okay. Lots of little tchotchke gifts, but these are kind of fun. Desk heater fan, I could use one of those. They don't really work though. They heat like 1 little square foot. Oh, this is put your records in. So yeah, it looks small, but you could put it's big enough to hold your record albums. That's cool. All right, she's got some 70s fashion on, folks. She got some crazy looking belt on. And I'm not making fun if I'm enjoying this. So don't take it the wrong way. Some of this fashion I think is great, but it might sound like I'm kind of poking fun sometimes. All right, getting into some bedding. The velvet look. Guess you could get matching curtains. Some people care about that. Oh, look at this. Come on, folks. Leave a thumbs up, folks, for Tweety and Sylvester. This is awesome. What do we got here? These are definitely blacklight posters. What are these, candles? Oh, they're lamps. Those are neat, man. Can you imagine a kid having like a Wile E. Coyote lamp? That is neat. And of course the plates are great. $2.99 for the whole 3-piece set. Alarm clocks. That's great. Wonder if these exist on eBay. All right, we're getting to some of the licensed stuff, which is always fun. We got the Snoopy sets. Did you guys have any of these when you were kids? I had a Linus, but it wasn't that one, so I don't know if we'll see the one I had or not. Wow, this is great. More black lights. So I guess black lights are already around, and strobe lights and stuff are already around in the early 70s. These are kind of wacky, but fun. I think they're lamps, and you just put something on it. Yeah, lamps with personality, they call it. Yeah, more blacklight stuff. She's dancing and rocking out. Pulse to the beat of your stereo. Wow. Huh. Psychedelic light box. We were having fun in the 70s, folks. R.I.P. fun. We had the bean bags. People were dressing like this and enjoying life. Cream puff chair, they call it. Pretty expensive, in my opinion, especially for 71. I love how they have them looking serious and contemplative and stuff. Inflatable. Oh, look at this. Got our fireplace rigs. They're big long matches. Anybody know about fires? So the long matches are handy because it's kind of hard to reach back and light the back part. And you want to light the whole fire, you know. Check out these little things. What do they call them? Golden Pinto mini bike for $136, or a Duster. What do they call those? For $159. What are they? Chopper. We got a chopper. Oh, that's hilarious. Those would be fun. Maybe even for the kids. Get a helmet for $5. Yeah, 'cause they're probably low power, so you couldn't crash too bad on them. Wow, they had these mini vacs way back in 71. I think of like the Dustbuster as like an early 80s thing. Guess it wasn't the original thing. Tape decks and speakers. It's like for your car? What is this? Got a scanner, like a police scanner deal. Penny's Pinto scanning receiver. Here's where you hold your cassettes. Everybody had some of those if you grew up in the 80s or the 70s. Hear the sounds of Christmas on 8-track tape deck. I feel like this would go in your car. Yeah, because they're talking about indoor speakers and stuff. Yeah, these are black and white pages for some reason. But anyway, that's a pretty cool little turntable with some speakers, I think. Yeah, 3-piece. Look at that thing. They call it portable. That's wild. I mean, as long as it turns and it's got a needle, you play records. Yeah, here we go. Some more stereo stuff. 8-track, headphones. Yeah, I've never seen the home 8-tracks. I always think of that as like a car stereo thing. Of course, you got your turntables. I guess that's a receiver. or the whole rig for $149. They had it all at Penny's, folks. They had everything you needed at your fingertips. Way better than Amazon. Two big speakers separate. Oh, huh. Yeah, we all remember tape decks like this at some point. Yeah, these fold open deals like a suitcase type thing. That's a pretty wild to me. Yeah, they're gonna look very 70s, which I think is fun. The outfits, the hairstyles. I went through, I might have already said this, but I went through one from 78 and it didn't have like a distinctive 70s feel. I thought it was gonna be like super disco. But the fashion wasn't that distinctive, but this fashion here is. Yeah, I love these old suitcases that were hard instead of the soft crap they sell now. The Sportsman's Encyclopedia. Oh, interesting. Helps players improve their game. So I guess you could learn like football and baseball techniques and stuff all in this book, and fishing and surfing. Come on, folks. You could at least do some eBay searches. I bet some of the stuff is out there. I like those Looney Tunes lamps. I wonder if they're on eBay. Probably not. Get a globe for $17. I like globes. They're very expensive now, though. So check it out. You can learn how to do masonry or heating and plumbing. Think about it. You didn't have Google. How would you figure it out? You can buy this set of books for $8. You had to have a friend back then that knew what they were doing. Aquarius 2000 computerized astrology game. Wow. I have a cousin who's into astrology. I bet he would love that. Just for the kitschiness, and that is cool. For $30 you could get a computerized astrology game. Exquisite chess sets. Let's see what they are, because it looks like there's some different ones. It looks like there's like a Roman one and like maybe a Revolutionary War one. Let's see. Napoleonic set for $14. Ancient Rome set. That's fun. That's great. Here's some more wild games. Feudal. Maybe you own serfs and stuff? What does this one say? 3M Feudal, thrilling medieval war game. Chess-like strategy. 2 to 6 players with his own army. That is wild. I wonder if it's like a rudimentary like Risk. Shaky Jake, I kind of remember that. Metal ring in and out of the course. Maybe I don't, but that, I don't know. In the recesses of my brain, that rings a bell. This is cool, like a Triopoly game. Yeah, it's hard to see because it's in black and white, but these are those wacky little stockings. Oh, these are for your pets. Okay. Okay, you got your little pet outfits. Get a garage door. Okay, it's just a garage door opener for $134. Oh, check out these cameras. The reel-to-reel stuff. Which I don't fully understand how that works. Because if it's recording on reel-to-reel, does the reel fit in that camera somehow? See, even I do not remember all the technology. I do remember these type cameras, like early Polaroids, I guess. Yeah, I think you'd pull it out the side. So great. Personal guys, greeting, photo cards. Does anybody know people that still do that? That's kind of fun. Like a family photo on your Christmas card or whatever. That rings a bell right there. No parking. Let's see how much this little ottoman is. $18. Now they're like $400, $500 just for that. Don't ask me why. I think they just do it because they can. Wow, they still make those kind of things. Huh, what's she doing here? Electric shears. I don't know how. That's pretty bizarre in my opinion. Got your little gnomes. Some funny looking animals like that cat. It's pretty wild looking. Oh, look at this. Oh, these are like little rugs for your bathrooms or something. That's a wild looking thing there. Stop sign. Maybe for your kitchen, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, they even got a little picture here with in front of like the sink. Got your birthstones. Got a ring with possibly your like initial on it. I like the love ring there. How much is the love ring? 15 bucks. It says it's got a diamond in that little, in the O there's a little diamond. 10 karat gold setting. How about it, folks? What's your opinion? All right, look at her. Huh. Got your Mickey Mouse watches. Looks like they hadn't gone full blown with all the other characters. It was just Mickey Mouse back then. 2 watches in one. All right, bunch of watches here. It's like no digital yet. Yeah, the one I went through in 78 already had digital, which I was a little surprised. I thought of that as an 80s thing. Yeah, and probably not even battery operated. Looks like all these have the little twist to wind up your watch, which is great. Super cheapo pool. Oh, that's snooker. I never understood snooker. I guess it's big over in Great Britain or something. Poker table. 29 bucks. Alright, got some cold weather gear. I think we're going to get full blown into some fashion soon though. So buckle your seat belts. Another thing I learned by going through a couple of these catalogs is even though it's JCPenney or I went through Montgomery Ward's, the fashion is fine. It's not like super low budget. They have some attractive looking stuff. So don't think that, you know, oh, this is JCPenney, that's why the fashion looks so crazy. Nah, they kept up with the department stores. That sled is pretty fun there. You could steer it and everything. And it's not much more expensive than the basic sleds. Look at that thing. Looks like trouble, man. And here's your Christmas Vacation snow disc. Your Clark Griswold rig. Ice skating. Yeah, here we go. She got her long johns on. She's ready. Look at those pants, folks. And again, I'm not making fun. I think this stuff is great. But look at those Where's Waldo pants right there. I guess in the 70s you rocked those at school and you don't even get made fun of. People are just like, yo, those are hip. Look at her with her hat. A little bit of bell bottom going on, but not too crazy. Looks like even the ski pants have bell bottoms. How about it, folks? How about it? Look at the pattern or whatever that is. Wow, full hockey pads. That's pretty nice. Looks like you can get all of it separate though. Yeah, some of these sports are expensive because you got to buy the stick and all the gear. People don't realize, like basketball, you just get a basketball, you go play. But some of these other sports, you got to buy all kinds of gear. i.e. rich people sports. Check it out. Team helmets. That's pretty wild. Can you get shoulder pads? That's a little bit too much. But yeah, I like the helmets. Let's take a quick look, and bear with me, folks, because some of these old logos are great. And I know now you're probably familiar with these because sometimes they have like Throwback Day. But check out the Bills' old logo. In my opinion, the old logos are always better. The Oilers. Who remembers the Oilers? It's interesting that the Bengals just have the name. I think the Broncos is a little different. The Patriots. Love the old Patriots logo. Yeah, that's fun, in my opinion. Alright, these are just BB guns here. And crossbows. That just seems like a recipe for disaster right there. Somebody's going to grab that thing and put somebody's eye out. Oh, moving target. BB pellet dart air rifle for 20 bucks. And I think he's just holding the gun, but they're not selling it. These are just for the jackets over here. Alright, sleeping bags. They got everything at Penny's, folks. They got sleeping bags. They got little Black & Decker, this astronaut sleeping bag. Guess this would have been right in the midst of the Apollo missions. Weight set, alright. Fast bag. Fast bag takes some rhythm. It's not about hitting hard, it's about rhythm. Not that I've ever gotten good at it. He's ready to go to the office looking like that, folks. What kind of jacket is it? Maybe it'll tell us. Corduroy sport coat, okay. That looks like pretty thick corduroy. Keep you warm. Look at that tie. Get Dad that tie, is he gonna be happy? Or is he gonna be embarrassed? He's gonna like walk out of the house with it on and take it off in the car. Look at this guy looking like Bill Bixby or something. Or it kind of looks like Bryan Cranston a little bit. So the big collars. Yeah, I was expecting a lot of big collars in the late 70s, but maybe it was more of an early to mid 70s thing. Shows what I know. But don't look at these pants, man. Look at that. So great. So much character in the clothes. R.I.P. character in the clothes. Look at those pants right there. I'm telling you, man, you could pull this off and not even get made fun of in the 70s. You could pull it off. Let's see what they call them. Brush cotton flare bottom slacks, they call them. Oh, it's just a watch band. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. His and her matching deals. Dude looks like he's ready for Star Trek. It looks kind of like the original Klingons. Who remembers the original Klingons on the original series? I'm not even exaggerating. That's kind of what they look like. Dude rocking a Klingon joint, man. He's got his lady on his arm, though, so he's ready. Yeah, this is what I remember from the 70s, like this type of aesthetic. They kind of look like Donnie and Marie. What kind of material is this? Corduroy again? They just call them jeans. Suede pullover sweater. I don't know, I like that top she's got on now. Yeah, you got the matching joints. Does anybody ever do this with their girlfriend or wife? Like the matching ensemble? Hey man, if that's your bag, go for it. Look at this guy, he's ready for bed. Yeah, here's the stuff you get for your dad and call it good. You get in this shoe shine kit and be like, hey, Merry Christmas. He's like, oh man, thanks. All right, well, I was about to say this doesn't look bad, but the tie's out of control, and that shirt's kind of out of control too. For those that didn't live in the 70s, not everybody was dressing like this. Like some people were looking kind of regular around the office, and then one dude probably could pull this off, I guess. So it wasn't like every single person was dressing, like Disco Steve or whatever. But people were having fun. Yeah, the paisley. Look at these sleeveless shirts. Sideburns are, yeah. All right, I'm gonna ruin Star Wars for you all, folks. The original Star Wars. I love those movies. The first three movies are absolute great. The first one, The Empire Strikes Back, but the very first one, I don't know if you guys noticed, but every single Imperial officer has like ridiculous sideburns. So it kind of breaks the fourth wall because you're like, why do all the guys on the Death Star have 1970 sideburns? So I hate all the special edition and all the stuff that Lucas has done to retcon and add CGI. But the one thing he could have done is de-sideburn the Empire in the original. And I'm kind of joking because I got the originals that are untouched, that have no CGI added to them, and they're my favorite ones. Check her out. See, she's looking happy with that little sweater thing on, turtleneck. I rocked some turtlenecks when I was a kid. But then when I went back and tried to wear one when I was a little older, it kind of like chafes your neck all day, and I just couldn't get used to it. I think the turtleneck is a good look, but I guess you got to get used to it. I'm not lingering on too many of these because these are pretty standard. They don't look too crazy for the 70s. This does, though. Check out these guys with their matching t-shirts and stuff. Yeah, this looks very like Partridge Family or something. She's listening with her headphones. They're like, we can't hear any music. Although there's no record and there's the tape's ejected, so I don't know what she's listening to. Maybe she's listening to stereo. Look at that deal right there. $4.99, man. Your lady walks around the house with that on. Yeah, look at these patterns and stuff. Look at this guy. He's ready. Look at Thurston Howell the Third or whatever. Yeah, I guess we went through the men's fashion first. Most of these had like the women's first. So usually the women are a little more stylish, even more so than the men. Wow, look at these rigs. You get a big old sword. Get Dad a big old sword and call it good. He might like that. What are these? I guess you hold your watch and your rings and stuff. Usually those are for women, but this is like for men. Give him a beer stein. Gender in kangaroo leather. Leave a comment if you own a kangaroo leather wallet. Unless you live in Australia, I doubt you do. Look at these pipe rigs. Man, look at that. Be like, Dad, how many pipes do you need? It's fun though. All right, you guys can't smell it at home. This thing got a little bit of a basement smell to it, which brings an even extra aesthetic to this. Look at this. It's like, Dad, you don't even have to brush your hair anymore. You just hold this thing and it'll brush it for you. A hot comb. Yeah, I remember these. Kind of like a dressing thing. So you can sit down, put your socks on and stuff. As you get older, you need that. Take my word for it. All right, lots of tchotchkes for Dad. This is pretty wild. It's like, oh, you're a well-read man. No, it's just a fake liquor cabinet. I don't read, man. I just drink. That little thing's fun, though. And the little castle-looking deal. All right, we got our ratchet set. Saber saw kit. Huh. Look at this guy. Smokey was big in the 70s. I love that. You can get a legitimate hat. That's awesome. Who remembers Woodsy, though? Woodsy the Owl. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Smokey gets well remembered. Folks forget about Woodsy. All right. Look at this. So this is young people. Younger men. Might see a little bit more crazy fashions in the youngsters. Yeah, like I said, the turtlenecks, obviously the big collars. Fun stuff, though. Here's another Klingon deal. Not exact like that other one, though. Check out the Superman. Kind of an off-model drawing, but still fun. I'm a comic book guy, so I can instantly recognize like off-model. Yeah, I'm not a bell-bottoms historian, so I feel like the bell-bottoms kind of went through different phases and got crazier and then not as crazy. But maybe it's, maybe I don't remember for sure. Check out the Tootsie Roll deal. Yeah, I think 80s is when the branding really got out of control. I think early 70s, we're not going to see too much branding other than maybe Sesame Street, Snoopy or something. Seems like 80s is just when everything went crazy. Check out these youngsters. So she could rock it at school like that. And have a matching purse. Yeah, check out that shirt. This is just normal for the 70s. Some fun looking outfits though. She looks like a throwback a little bit. That looks very 70s right there. And yeah, not everybody can, not everybody probably had it something this extreme, but maybe some of y'all did. Let's see what they call that. Shortcuts and skirt. I guess it's one of those deals where it's like a pair of shorts and a skirt or something. It's interesting because it almost looks like a maternity outfit, but it's for a young girl. Yeah, some of these are fun. Like this outfit is just not something I would think of somebody wearing, but if you're fashionable enough, you'd wear it. Yeah, there's a Snoopy thing. The quilt skirt. Yes, we used to wear stuff like that. It was fine, kept you warm. I don't think this is a particular character or anything, but I can't tell. Yeah, there's another quilt deal. Check out those bed sheets. There's Casper. This is what we were doing in the 70s, folks. It was so much fun. It was lighthearted. It wasn't so serious. Here we go. Now we're talking. She's got kind of the Princess Leia buns, but it'd be long before Star Wars because this is 71. Maybe like Heidi or Swiss Miss or something. Don't ask me. Maybe George Lucas saw this catalog. She's looking pretty dapper though. I mean, how dapper is she? I'd say very. Kind of looks like Maya Rudolph. Yeah, check out these outfits. We saw the men's pants that look kind of like that. Most of these looks are pretty attractive in my opinion. I don't know about those pants, but hey, it's all good. Yeah, you would wear this out in public. This kind of like a around the house looking thing. Of course, now people wear pajamas and slippers to the store and stuff, so you can't scoff at what was going on back then. Look at that. I never understood like this would be so much trouble to like lace those things up. But I guess, you know, if you're going for a certain look, it's worth the trouble. Check out Princess Leia over here. Maybe George Lucas was looking at this catalog. Yeah, see, some of the outfits aren't too bad in terms of, you know, looking crazy. I'm digging the hairstyles too. A lot of variety of hairstyles. Seems like there are no hairstyles anymore. Look at Heidi. Swiss Miss over here. Wow, she got every hairstyle in the book. Some of those got to be wigs, I guess, because, yeah, like she couldn't have her bangs and then get them back here. Oh my goodness. Okay. What does it say? Okay, so it's got big sizes, smaller sizes. Basically the same outfit, it fit in various sizes. Yeah, see these posh looking jackets aren't too bad. This could be real fur, let's see. No, just polyester or something. Yeah, this is definitely a snapshot of the 70s, these boots. And not necessarily just this style, but just boots in general that would like come up to your knee. Was pretty common in the 70s. Check out that, man. What's going on there? You can fit my whole waist in that. Yeah, check her out. She's like, I'm warm around the house, but I'm looking stylish, man. I'm not a couch potato. Look, even these got the giant collars. It's like a onesie. Anybody out there own a onesie? Is it? I guess you just gotta like crawl your way into it. This looks very 70s to me. But some of this is like through the lens of like movies. So I don't know if people were wearing this or just more like stuff you'd see on a TV show or a movie. Alright, lots of these around the house deals. Here's Where's Waldo again. Here's Heidi again. She's like, why am I wearing this yellow? Love. Wasn't a forbidden word back then. She got a Tweety. Alright, lots of these night stuff. Yeah, look, even their little casual shoe, you got something you got to tie all around your calf and stuff. A lot of work, man. Yeah, this was a very 70s aesthetic right here. Sorry to keep harping on it, but it's very much, everything in here's got that look to it. Thou shalt not steal. Cookie jar. Kind of looks like the guy from Robin Hood or something. What was his name? Friar Tuck or something. The best Robin Hood movie is the Disney one. Sorry, Errol Flynn or whoever. Lighted mirrors. So you give Mom a lighted mirror and call it good. Say Merry Christmas. Give me 20 toys. Egg cooker and poacher. Wow. Yeah, people used to have these. Maybe some people still do. Little thing to put your rolls in. It's kind of like a wicker type deal. Look at this bacon cooker thing. That's wild. Seems like the grease would just get everywhere. Yeah, that may not have caught on. Probably grease all over your counter. Yeah, these are like yarn. Looks like you could buy the kit and make these, which is pretty neat. Yeah, quick, easy, and fun to do. Wonder how many people got those and messed them up. I bet it's some very particular details and steps you gotta follow. Synthetic tree for $9, folks. Yeah, I think this one right here is $9. How about that? I mean, obviously it's 71, so the dollars went a lot further. This is funny. Guess if you didn't have a fireplace and you're like, how's Santa gonna come? It's pretty tacky, but kind of fun too. Should I do my rant about LED lights? I think I will. So all the Christmas lights now suck. There was something about the original lights. It just had a warmer, like richer color to them, the glow. The LED lights just don't produce that. So if you compare these original lights to like what we have now, the ones now just don't have the feel to it. Look at this rig right here. That's a lot, isn't it? Oh, you can buy them separately. They got different numbers for each one. So you could just get the Santa sleigh or this thing for your door. Okay, that's fun. Nativity scene, the lights up. Outdoor for $30, well, $27. Yeah, here's the order form. So you calculate your postage, you mark your items, page number, name of items, how many, send in your check and your money order, and you'd be ready. You wouldn't have to go fight the crowds, and you might live in an area where there's just not stores, so a catalog like this would be so useful. This Noah's Ark thing's pretty neat. Oh, I guess it's just at the zoo. That's still pretty cool though. Look at this rudimentary thing. Are we getting into the toys? Toys are always fun. Yeah, this brings back memories right here. Like the play school, I think it was. Yeah, look at that one. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Little swing set. The garage is awesome. Got the elevator and everything. Little gas pump. Look at that house. Wow, these are cool. Yeah, we never had many of these little things. We might have had the farm, or like grandma might have had it or something. I like that house. Got a little furniture, beds. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but got all kinds of furniture and stuff. I remember these record players. I kind of remember those. Let's see what it says. Movie camera music box. Oh, so it plays songs and stuff. And you all might spot some stuff that you remember that I don't, so I won't necessarily comment on everything. This is kind of funny. All-terrain explorer, they call it. Oh, this little frog, you press the thing and it like hops. It's like just air that you're forcing through there. Yeah, I think everybody had a friend or somebody that had the little bus. That was probably the most popular one. Alphabet School. That's pretty cool. Looks like you can learn your letters and stuff, learn your numbers. That typewriter looks fun. It's like a xylophone type deal. Looks like you might even be able to press the keys to match the little music. Guess that's the old lady that lives in a shoe. Yeah, more learning type stuff here. Yeah, I would go on a whole rant about learning versus looking at a screen like all the kids do now, but I guess you parents are going to do what you want to do, man. Yeah, that doll looks familiar. A lot of the stuff, probably had a friend or somebody that maybe had one or something. Or a relative, a cousin, who knows what, you know. Look at this Play School Village. How cool is that? Man. Only $5. You get all those little buildings and stuff. Set them up all different ways. Yeah, if I spot some toys that I definitely had, I will definitely shout. Wow, look at this. This is a Dr. Zeus. So it's kind of like the, you know, the farmer, the cow says moo. See and say, or whatever it's called. But this one's all Dr. Zeus. That's pretty cool. You guys should be Googling some of this stuff on eBay just to see if it's out there, because that would be neat. Not even just to buy it, just to see if it's out there. So these little books actually talk to you, which is fun. Be fun to hear the Charlie Brown one, hear what the voices sound like. Do you brush your teeth? Snoopy, Jack in the Box, and a Cat in the Hat one. Look at this. Mattel phones, direct lines to Storybook Pals. Looks like you can put these records in the side of it and it'll like play. Let's show converse with beloved Storyland characters. Voice actually comes out of the receiver. Oh, so you actually listen in their phone. That's wild. Yeah, everybody remembers this. If they didn't, like I said, if you didn't have one, maybe your cousin or somebody did. But those things, inchworm, those were fun too. Because the motion of going up and down would like propel it forward or whatever. Here's another phone. Talking telephone. Yeah, the little horse that you like pretend to ride. I think we might have had one of those. Yeah, that school bus was famous. That's pretty cool. Jukebox. 30 minutes of music. Whistle while you work, do, re, mi. Uses 4D batteries. So you basically eat up all your batteries with that toy. Uh-oh, we got some Legos. Looks like some very basic ones though. So I won't be able to geek out too much if that's all the Legos they have, but it'll still be fun to see. Yeah, everybody remembers Lincoln Logs. They were around for decades. And these were like Play School trying to compete with Lego, I think, to be honest. But here's the legit Legos. And these are pretty cool because they would have these pictures on the box and you have to kind of figure out how to build these. So it's nothing like the current Legos. Yeah, the Master Builder set. Look at that car. And these are actually like, got a little battery box. So the Lego experts know all about these. These are a little before my time. But it's like a 9 volt or 8 volt or something, some kind of volt. Don't ask me which, for this set here. Let's see what it says. Built 3 trucks, self-steering doors that open, uses 3C batteries. Yes, you put the batteries in this little thing here and it actually like the car can steer and stuff, I guess. Pretty cool. That might be it for the Legos, but that was still fun to see. Yeah, these are the Tinker toys. Those were fun. Not as fun as the Legos in my opinion, but those were still fun. Of course, Light Bright. Who remembers the Light Bright theme? I can't sing, or I would sing it, but yeah, so many great jingles and stuff back in the day, and Light Bright was one of them. Doozies, bendable shapes. I was never into erector sets, but I guess some people might have very fond memories of those. I don't know. Maybe I was too young. And these are little fake little power drills and stuff for kids, which is kind of fun. So look at this. These are some pretty cool sets. I vaguely remember having a saw. Little fake plastic saw. This kind of rings a bell. Don't know what this is. Crystal roller coaster set. Oh, you put marbles in it maybe. Yeah, marbles used to be a thing. Marbles were fun to mess with. Get your steely, drop it on the whole pile of marbles. It's like this thing actually moves the bus around somehow. Maybe magnetized or something. I guess if your kid's like a little spaz, it's always one to hit. You could get them one of these. Or just send them outside. That's what we used to do back in the day. Go outside. Do kids go outside anymore? I think no. Yeah, so these are younger kids' toys. That might be it for the toys. I don't know if they had older stuff for older kids. You know, it was before Star Wars. It was before G.I. Joe, Transformers. It's like Raggedy Ann and Andy made their first appearance here. Yeah, because we're into the baby stuff now. That could be kind of creepy, depending on your opinion of clowns. crafting stuff for youngsters. That would probably be fun when you're locked in the house and it's cold out. You gotta get some activity. Put your valuables in this little safe. Wow, a little globe for kids for only $2.50. Man. That Mickey thing for your change is pretty neat. Yeah, the Viewmaster, it's too bad this is in black and white, but it's like a little Viewmaster projector type thing. Oh, it even talks, it says. I guess it's not Viewmaster, I guess it's got little strips. Some more crafting type stuff. Here's the Hot Wheels. Wow, that's pretty cool. You can like paint them and stuff. Looks like it's official Hot Wheels, so I guess they're promoting the fact that you can sit there and paint on their cars and stuff. That's a trip, man. I never heard of that. We used to paint our Star Wars figures, but never our Hot Wheels or Matchbox. Scare your kid. Oh, so these are like toy typewriters. They look like they actually work. I wonder how young you could be to learn to type, because your fingers would have to reach. Yeah, this is furniture for kids. We weren't rich enough to buy special furniture for kids. We just had the regular furniture, you know. But this would be fun if you're a kid and you had your own little desk. And that's pretty cool. Put your toy box, put your toys in that thing. See, even she's got her 70s fashion on. Is that really it for the toys? Sorry, the suspense is killing me. Okay, I think I see some G.I. Joes later, like the big 12-inch ones. So maybe there's a few more. Yeah, because we haven't seen Barbies either. I'm sure there'll be some Barbies. A little table for kids would be fun if you were young. Yeah, everybody had one of these horses or knew somebody that did. Check this out. So again, this is all branded towards children. Looks like they're saying buy a kid a little TV. Most people couldn't afford that. Most families had just like one TV for the whole household. It'd be like a 17-inch or something. Drum sets. Yeah, junior drum set with big sound. Yeah, it would have big sound. You drive your neighbors and everybody crazy with that. I love drums, but I mean, wouldn't you drive your neighbors crazy? You'd have to live like out in the country or something. Or have a soundproof room, and that would be very expensive. Dedicate a whole room. Or drive your neighbors crazy. Check out this electric reed organ for only 38 bucks. So I guess it's for kids. Look at these outfits. Yeah, here's some of those records that would come with a little book. They got Winnie the Pooh, Sleeping Beauty, Bambi, Goldilocks. Bunch of Sesame Street ones over here. I'm trying to see what this is. It's like it's also Sesame Street. This is pretty cool. I got the Disney ones, Aristocats, Babes in Toyland, Peter Pan. That space outfit is pretty intricate. It's got all kinds of belts and little ray guns. I mean, that would be pretty fun. And then they got the girls dressing up like ice skaters and stuff. Huh. We're just having fun, folks. Don't get crazy about the gender norms. I mean, they're just having fun. Yeah. Obviously, this is way back in the 70s. Yeah, I remember the bikes. Maybe they still make these with like the ribbons on the handlebars. That was definitely a thing back then. I don't know if they still do it. They probably do. Here's the bikes with the big seats like we had when we were young. That's pretty fun. This might have been before big wheel, which is basically, oh no, that says big wheel. So that is the legit big wheel there. Sorry, sometimes they're right in front of me and I don't see it because I'm trying to scan the pictures and everything. That's pretty wild. Remember the big wheel, and then there was the green machine. It's basically the same thing, I think. Tricycles, I mean unicycles for kids. I don't know, a kid had to have some killer balancing skills. I like that trike looking thing. Yeah, but other than Mickey Mouse and Snoopy, those are pretty much your choices back then. Looks like they did have some Snow White. Oh, these are like little statue clocks. So for the watches, it was Snoopy or Mickey, which was good. Look at these outfits. Yeah, we had cap guns, but we never had like whole holsters and belts and outfits or anything. And as a kid, you probably wouldn't ask for this. You'd probably ask for toys. So I don't know who was buying this. Because if you asked a kid, he'd probably like, nah, give me a G.I. Joe or something. Man, look at these intricate things. The little fake knives. Looks like they got fake handcuffs. So it could be trouble. Pretty neat, but again, all you need was a cap gun. I do like these cap rifles. Cap guns are great. You had the noise, that little smoke that would come out. Classic Dr. Seuss books. Don't see any others that jump out at me here. Yeah, I wish these weren't in black and white. Nancy Drew. Such a great little series of books to learn to read when you're, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years old or whatever, before you start reading a little higher level. Yeah, I'm just scanning. These are more Dr. Seuss ones here. Lots of Dr. Seuss. He was pretty big in the 70s. Treasure Island, Wizard of Oz. Tom Sawyer, probably not the full-blown novels, probably like maybe condensed a little bit for younger people, would be my guess. A lot of horse books here. Sports books. Linebackers of the NFL. Star quarterbacks of the NFL, that's funny. Look at this bowling set. Had to have a very flat surface or pavement or something, but that'd be fun. Mystery date game. Barbie, what is this? Barbie Miss Lively Livin' game. Lucy's game. That's funny. Charlie Brown's got his own game. Three Little Pigs. Yeah, I wish these weren't in black and white, but it is what it is. That Monopoly's like super fancy. Pretty fancy Scrabble. Look at that old Clue game. Then some Trouble and Headache. Never heard of those. Leaping letters, but that's fun. It's like you pop them into the thing. Game of the states, probably a good way to learn like states and capitals. Looks like you got some little money. Let's see what it says. That cubic kind of rings a bell. Game of the states teaches about each state, industries and products. Players buy and sell. Play 50 state cards, tiny trucks, wood counters. Sounds fun. Just a way to learn, you know, for young people. Dracula. All right, back into color finally, thank goodness. That Humpty Dumpty looks fun. Look at that, like Egyptian deal. Voice of the Mummy actually talks. So I remember Ants in Your Pants and Cootie. I don't see those yet. Unless I just skip right past them, I don't see them. Oh, Gnip Gnop. My brother reminded me of this recently. I had completely forgot about it. But we did have, our grandma or somebody had that Gnip Gnop, and it was fun. Sometimes the balls would get stuck, but you know, it was all fun. Yeah, really fun game. And of course, Ants in Your Pants, they do have that. That's a fun game. Something called Sombrero. Perception. Maybe some of you all remember some of these other ones like Perception or Wing It. But we had Gnip Gnop. I don't know how my brother... Well, we remember different things. That's how the mind works. Yeah, here's some more of those beat up things. That Batman's off model as heck, but it's pretty fun. Sorry, folks. I'm a comic book guy. Can't have this off model stuff. You got all kinds of great comic book artists that could easily draw that. Of course, we got Rock'em Sock'ems. I was never into that, but a lot of people love that. Operation's still around now. Yeah, these little pinball games were pretty crappy, so they weren't great. Really, like, balls wouldn't really move smoothly and stuff. Look at this. Masterpiece, the art auction game. Oh, it's got actual paintings, though. That might be fun. Man, I'm telling you guys to look this up. I feel like I need to look some of these up, because this might be fun. It's got, like, actual Van Goghs and stuff. Just to learn about the artists would be fun, I think. Of course, remember Battleship and everything. Yeah, these were kind of fun, but again, pretty cheapo. Would kind of wear out, wouldn't quite work right, but pretty fun, I guess. Maybe some of y'all have fonder memories of those. Of course, we all remember foosball. Look at this baseball one. That's pretty wild. So you must be pretty intense with these high nets and stuff. Oh, it's basketball. I mean, you're still pretty out cheapo pool tables. Yeah, look at those. Those are pretty neat. Mounted Vikings. Pretty expensive, though. Oh, kind of like action figures. Again, I wish it wasn't black and white. So these look like they're kind of like 4-inch scale Vikings and knights. And those knights got all kinds of weapons. And you get a horse. Farm sets look fun. Yeah, give us color, man, because look how cool these action figures are, but they're all black and white. Cowboys and Indians and soldiers. Captain Maddox, General Custer, Chief Cherokee, Josie West, Jane West. With all kinds of weapons and headdresses. Get all that for $2.99. Of course, 1971. Wow, that's a trip. Yeah, they look, 9 inches tall. Oh, so these are bigger than at least I thought they were. These are like 8 or 9 inches tall. These are pretty big. Yeah, I don't know. Other than looking up like Circle X Ranch or like Johnny West, or Jamie West, I don't know what this line of Western things will be called. Johnny West and his Spirited Horses. Yeah, how great is this little parking deck? We can never afford stuff like this, but that is super cool. Got the Shell branding on it. Shell gas station, which I don't know if they're still around or not. So these aren't Matchbox, but they're kind of that scale. But I bet you could use your Hot Wheels or your Matchbox with these. The gas station's super cool. Looks like it's got a car wash and stuff. Battery operated car factory. Yeah, you'd be pretty cool if you had those. Yeah, again, we got the G.I. Joes, but they're in black and white. So these are the big 12-inch ones that I guess some people might remember. I was a 1980s G.I. Joe guy. Desert Patrol Adventure. Yeah, so these guys are only $3.66. Got full-blown beard and like fuzzy hair and stuff. See some of them over here. This dude's got his own little monkey. Let's see what his deal is. Capture the Pygmy Gorilla Adventure G.I. Joe. So I guess G.I. Joe is like a sportsman and stuff. And you got the underwater dude. This one's pretty neat with the whole bivouac rig. Got his poncho. He's ready to go first blood, man. He's ready to go first blood, folks. Man, that helicopter looks familiar, but we definitely didn't have any of the 12-inch ones. We might have had some accessories left over from somebody else or something. Yeah, that underwater one's cool. This guy with the parachute's pretty cool. Free fall adventure, they call them. And this is like a whole base, I guess, for $13. It's even got some kind of noise or something on it. Number 11, headquarters, $13. Radar screens. Uses batteries, but doesn't really say what it does. Looks like it has a light that spins around or something. Yeah, I was born in 72, so that stuff was pretty much phased out by the time I was old enough to start playing with that kind of stuff. So I was right in time for like Star Wars to hit. Here's the Tonka. Man, they look bigger and more durable than the ones now for some reason. Look at that whole loader kit. I think everybody had some Tonka trucks because they were so durable. They were a pretty good toy to get. Yeah, here's some like some Hot Wheels type thing. Got a Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes, Heinz ketchup for some reason. Tonka Town. Oh, these must be smaller Tonka toys, I guess. Never heard of those. Check out that Pan Am. That's pretty cool. $2.99 and they make noise and stuff. Dune buggy. Let's see what this Pan Am jet says for Concorde, supersonic. Hear the engine whine, see the lights blink, adjustable wheels for $2.99. Uh-oh, folks. Evel Knievel type stuff. Looks like this wasn't the official Evel Knievel, but very similar. Screamin' Demon Cycles. Daredevil Drag Out, Screamin' Demon Cycles, Crazy Horse Cycle. Yeah, it looks like you could launch them, but not quite like that full-blown Evel Knievel that was probably in the later 70s. This is fun. You can smash your cars together because everybody wants to do that. So you might as well get a kit that's designed to do that. It's like the hoods and stuff come off and then you just snap them back on. This VW Bug's pretty wild. follows the course without you've chosen without tracker wire. I guess you can put these things in and it'll do these patterns, and then you wind it up or something. Yeah, that police thing looks familiar. Look at this track, that's pretty awesome. You've got separate little controllers. Wile E. Coyote. That might be about it for the toys for real this time. So now we're into the weird science kit things, which maybe some people are into. Weathercraft. Telescopes. Yeah, we're back into the grown-up, bigger people toys now. Younger, older kids and stuff. Check out that Apollo Saturn V. That's pretty cool. Or some people call it the Saturn V. Gem maker. Wow, that's a model kit. That would be pretty intricate, though. What is this? V8 engine kit, scaled to 1/4 size for $9. Wow. That funny car is pretty nice. I mean, not funny cars, whatever they call that. Rocket car. Check out the Sunoco official branding. Snoopy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's chromed out and everything. Like a Chips motorcycle. Probably before Chips, though. Yeah, they just call it a Harley police motorcycle. Wood burning. Wow. I mean, that's cool if you're learning how to do that as a youngster. That's pretty intricate. And she's making her own little peace signs and stuff, which is cool. Belt kit. More candle making. Oh, you can make your own ornaments. That's pretty cool. Again, just making you do something creative. Paint yourself a psychedelic poster. And he's painting his lady's pants. Check out these little things that have like the organs and the skeleton. Visible models, they call them. Wait a minute. Hatch baby birds? No way. It's got to be fake, right? Scientifically designed plastic. Will incubate chicken, duck, or quail eggs. Wow, so I guess this little pod, and you can actually put real eggs in it. Not eggs that you get from the store, but that is wild. Get your kid interested in, what do they call that? Animal husbandry. Coin sets. Again, I wish it wasn't black and white because we saw these in some other ones. I guess some pretty cool old coins and stuff. Some old Kennedy $50 and stuff. Here's the Hot Wheels and/or Matchbox. Hot Wheels. Kind of some ugly cars though. I like these little trike dudes. You get a whole set. Yeah, the Matchbox. That's a cool little garage or gas station or whatever it is. We usually just had enough to get one or two Matchbox at the store, but not all the big garages and stuff. Get some electric trains. You get this whole set for $13. The little buildings and stuff. I don't know if it came with any cars though. Yeah, 5-unit freight train. Yeah, so it comes with everything you see there. Yeah, these bigger ones are a little more pricey, although $1971, but these are a little nicer, I think. Slow racing tracks. Well, they had a lot of these toys, you know, all the way back in the early 70s that we had probably had all through our childhood. Yeah, here's the Viewmasters. Raggedy Ann and Andy. Got the Viewmaster projector, Disney, Venice, Africa. Yeah, they got categories over here. It's probably impossible for y'all to read, but they got animals, scenic travel. You can go to Niagara Falls in your Viewmaster, U.S. states, science, and Christmas. Night before Christmas, Viewmaster. And of course they got the ones we'd expect. Wizard of Oz, Cinderella, Batman, Flipper. Who remembers Flipper? Tons more that I won't read here. Lost in Space, Mod Squad, Jungle Book. Are we finally gonna get some Barbies? I'm confused about the way they laid this out, but it's all good. We're having fun. It's like you can sew your own little clothes for Barbie, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so simple. Wedding Bells wardrobe. That is wild. It's even got little hangers. Peanuts and Raggedy Ann, little full dish sets. Supermarket. Looks like a kissing booth to me. You have to keep an eye on those kids. Of course, we had the Easy Bake Oven type deal. I never did that. Got its own little blender. Susie Homemaker blender. Makes milkshakes. Wow. Guess you get your kid to cook popcorn, blend some stuff up. You can just sit around and drink beer. That's cool. It's got the 70s aesthetic to it. She's looking in the freezer. Vacuum cleaner. I doubt it works. Works on 3D batteries. Okay, so you get your kid that little vacuum cleaner. Give him a vacuum the living room rug. Inflatable moon igloo. Got some doll houses here with a handle on the top. That's pretty funny. It folds out. Got a swimming pool deal out there. Uh-oh, doctor. We're playing doctor. We got the kissing booth. Here's the Charlie McCarthy thing. Saw that in another one I went through. Guess that was a perennial deal. Here we go. Everybody wanted one of these when they were in the 70s. Raggedy Ann and Andy. Yeah. I think I might have had one of those. I don't remember for sure. These look familiar. Check out the Horton elephant. That's pretty neat. Smokey the Bear. Don't forget about Woodsy. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Casper. Guess Casper was coming in vogue in the early 70s. What is this? Flip Wilson. That's a trip. Talking Flip Wilson. You just pull the string. That's kind of fun. These are a little fancier dolls here. If your parents got you this, they probably wouldn't want to play with it. Alright, let's see some Barbies. Looks like they're saving the best for last. Which is fine, I guess. Kept us in suspense the whole time. Look at her eyes. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but she has almost like Exorcist eyes. That is hilarious. She got the bell bottoms, the Exorcist eyes. What's this girl's name? 16-inch toddler doll. Looks chic in her 3-piece red flare leg pants. Doesn't mention her exorcist eyes, but that's pretty funny to me. And I think these are even worse. Need to find one of those on eBay. I think the exorcist didn't come out till 72. Don't quote me on that. Things like roller skate. That's pretty wild. Snoopy Skididdler. Did you guys have a Snoopy Skididdler? Look at these 70s fashions on these dolls. This is fun. Wow, those fashions look just like what we saw with the funky pants, shorts, and that's fun. That's a trip. Moving Groovin' Chrissy. Okay, so maybe Chrissy was similar like Barbie, but a little different scale. What's this girl? Number 10. Shoot, Fabulous Doll-looking. She looks like she's competing with Barbie over here. Got the USA Wonder Woman type deal on. Got the 70s headband. Yeah, these fashions are almost as good as what we saw before. All right, here we go. Is this Barbie for real now? I love the 70s furniture on this setup over here. Yeah, these fashions are great. I'm sorry to keep saying it, but check out these fashions. All right, let's see. Is this Barbie yet? This is Danny? Dawn? Dawn head to toe. What's number 10? Dawn's car. Okay. Shows what I know. Looks like Barbie had some competition. Oh yeah, here's Barbie though. Yeah, this is all Barbie stuff here. She's looking very Olivia Newton-John over here. This guy's got a full ski rig. That's pretty nice. I guess Ken, is this Ken? Because Ken in the 80s had blonde hair. Let's see if they tell us or not. Yeah, it says Ken. So it looks like Ken started off with brown hair back in the day. See, my Barbie chronology's not good. Looking disco, but I've been long before disco. And this house is not super impressive, but maybe they hadn't gone crazy with the big houses. Because one of the houses I saw in an 80s catalog was like $350 or something. Check out that furniture. Inflatable. Yeah, this is the Ken I remember. Not that I have super vivid memories of all that. She's got her ski outfit. Bendable Barbie. I don't know, you guys, you aficionados might recognize some of these as like more rare. Some of these might just be outfits, like this number 3 here. No, it's a live action Barbie, so I guess she moves or sings or something. Make them do the swim dance. Yes, I don't know, maybe bendable Barbie. Is she worth anything now? Digging the little van here. All right, and the last page is kind of interesting here. Start your own garden, electric mini hothouse. I don't know, are these actual, I guess it would come with, yeah, little seeds and stuff. So I guess you could actually start it and then maybe move it outside once the plants started getting big. And you know, we're used to herb gardens, but I never seen like a whole hothouse. And get a bonsai tree for $4.99. Folks, I hope you had fun. This was 1971 JCPenney Christmas. Thanks for joining me, and see you all in the next one.